Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of League of Legends Patch Notes. I am the Doctor, a professional voiceover actor and one half of the amazing Twitch streaming duo, The Doc Demand Show. We're looking forward to making this a fun and enjoyable series for the League of Legends community that we have, and whether or not you're a League player, we'd like to invite you to join us on our live Twitch variety stream. Subscribe here on our YouTube channel for more videos, and join our ever-growing variety gaming Discord. Links will be provided in the comments section, so without further ado, it's time for the League of Legends Patch Notes 14.10. Here's the rundown. There's winners and losers in each patch. Some champions rise while others fall. Let's end on a positive note by tackling the losers first. And the first loser is Legends of Runeterra. Hey, don't at me. I'm just the messenger. With Riot announcing a cut in support for the game, this move seems a bit too little too late for Riot's strategy card game. But a button has been added to the League of Legends client for those who still wish to install, play, and pick the bones of what seems to be a game well stiff from rigor mortis. Or perhaps, not all is as it seems. Could this be the move that saves this game from its worm-ridden grave? What do you think? I'm interested to know. Loser number 2. The Champion Mastery System. Some on social media were unhappy with visual changes to the Champion Mastery System. I mean, what better way to strike fear into your opponent's heart than by showing your proficiency with this shiny red butthole? Next, we've got some champion adjustments. First up, Corki.
You won't believe what happened!
No, not that Corki.
Consider yourself spanked, Nugget!
That's better. Riot is hoping to return Corki back to a power bottom by increasing his base stats, adding true damage to his passive, removing his package, and basically giving him a mini rework to his entire kit. Everyone keep an eye on your win rates. The brothers are back, and the buffet is open for business. Even with their critical strike chance firmly nerfed, rest assured Summoner's Rift isn't safe from this pair of intentional feeders, as their bonus AD for excess crit is going up by 10%. Finally, on the adjustment scale, we have the newly reworked Skarner. His ultimate can now be interrupted by displacement effects, but to balance this out, the cooldown is being reduced slightly. He's also seeing some slight nerfs to his damage to slow his recent dominance in the jungle. Next up, the winners! And the first is Cassante. Health and regen are up slightly, and he's getting a bit more fancy with his footwork, with the base shield up by 10%. And coming soon to a low elo jungle near you, Set and Cho'Gath. In a world where these two have had their bonus damage to monsters buffed, will this be enough to hand them the victory? Or will this yet again be another reason I can't get out of gold? And finally, everyone's favorite King Femboy is getting some love on his Q. Viego's healing from minions is up from 10 to 50%. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the item changes. Buckle up, because this is gonna be a wild ride. But before we get into it, a moment of silence for the victorious dead. Let's start the party with Enchanter item changes. A new day dawns on the Dawn Core, with it getting some nice juice. Increased AP, healing, and shielding power are gonna make this a greedy but potentially rewarding early buy. Echoes of Hylia is echoing louder with more damage, more healing, and lower stacks before it becomes remotely useful. Shirelia's battle song is singing a depressing tune. Movement speed from its active is down 3% and -5 ability power. Ouch. Now on to tank items. Warmog's armor is back, baby. But it ain't for broke bitches. The second most expensive item in the game now gives a disgusting 1,000 health. But health regen is getting slashed in half. Fimbulwind, to hell with it, is also getting some thickness added with an extra 150 HP and 15 bonus mana as bonus HP. Sunfire Aegis now has 10 ability haste, but it's burning a little less brighter these days with a health decrease from 500 to 350. Randuin's Omen is losing 50 health down to 350 total, but gaining armor now up to 75. The active ability now damn near stops enemies in their tracks with a 70% slow, but make it count, the cooldown is now 90 seconds. An item assuredly named after my ex-wife, Unending Despair, is having its passive trigger rate lowered to 5 seconds, and now is sure to do more damage than a steady alimony payment. Abysmal Mask actually becomes useful with the price lowered by 100 Gs, curse radius up to 600 units, and magic resist bonus up to 10 per enemy. It'll almost make you forget it's lost 10 MR down to 50. Knight's Vow is regaining 100% base health regen and 12% flat damage redirection to attached ally. It's losing 5 armor, but who gives a damn? Zeke's Convergence loses 10 ability haste, 5 armor, and all its mana, but gains 100 HP and 15 magic resist. That's worth it, right? Don't ask me to do math. I went to public school. The mage items blast off strong with a new item entering the rift. Blackfire Torch gives 90 AP, 600 mana, 25 ability haste, and a spicy burn for champions and monsters alike that won't soon be forgotten. Speaking of shooting fire, Riot is gunning for Luden's Companion to be more bursty with the fire-based damage up to 60 AP and the repeat damage ratio on the primary target now up to 50%. Boom! You thought fighters were a pain in the neck before, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Introducing Overlord's Bloodmail. 40 attack damage, 500 health, gain 2% of your bonus health as AD, and if that wasn't enough, gain up to 10% more AD based on your percent missing health. Oh, happy days. Classic fighter favorite Blade of the Ruined King is getting some adjustments. 15 extra attack damage, 5% more attack speed, 2% more lifesteal, but the passive Clawing Shadows and Mist Edge getting some slight retuning. Black Cleaver is cleaving a little bit harder too, with 6% armor reduction up from 5%, and max armor reduction up to 30% from 25%. Boots are getting some fashionable changes, with plated steel caps gaining 5 armor up to 25 from 20, but losing basic attack reduction down to 8% from 12. Replacing boots of mobility are Venom's favorite kicks, Symbiotic Souls. At first giving 35 movement speed and empowering recall, at 150,000 units, they transform into the monstrous Synchronized Souls, upping the out-of-combat movement speed to 45 and keeping the empowered recall. New marksman items are threatening to finally bring the role back to its former glory and leading the charge to make ADCs great again. We have the Bloodthirster. Attack damage is going up from 55 to 80, And while it no longer grants extra AD above 70% health or crit chance, the new passive Ichor Shield converts excess healing from lifesteal into a shield. I'm sure this is an advantage no other classes will abuse, right?
One to cut, one to seal.
The collector is coming and rent is due.
Your rent's due, motherfucker!
Attack damage up to 60 from 55, lethality down by 1, and critical strike chance up to 25%. Say goodbye to the Essence Reaver as you knew it. The Spellblade is going,
And it's gone.
Basic attacks refund 15 mana on hit and give 10% bonus AD. The critical strike chance is going up by 5%, ability haste is going up by 5 up to 25, and attack damage up by 5 all the way to 65. We also bid a fond farewell to the lifesteal on Immortal Shield Bow. Riot wants you to buy this as a third or fourth item in your build, and you will obey. Critical strike chance up from 20 to 25%, and attack damage up from 50 to 55. Infinity Edge Rush is making a long-awaited comeback. Critical strike chance up from 20 to 25%, and attack damage up from 65 to 80. Kraken Slayer is losing its critical strike chance, but that's a small price to pay for the 7% movement speed, 10 extra attack damage, 5% extra attack speed, and a slight adjustment to its passive. Lord Dominic sends his regards, with 40% armor penetration up from 35, 25% critical strike chance up from 20, and 45 attack damage up from 40. But say adios to the Giant Slayer passive. Mercurial Scimitar is losing its critical strike chance, and instead gaining 10% lifesteal, and that's it. Navori Flicker Blade has a new icon and a new name, and 25% crit chance, 15% cooldown reduction refund, 7% movement speed, 40% attack speed, no ability haste, and no attack damage. Okay, this is getting old, and I have a date with your mother tonight, so let's rapid fire cannon these next few.
Speaking of, rapid fire cannon, cheaper, attack damage, gone, attack speed and crit chance, more. Phantom Dancer, discounted, 12% attack damage, gone, attack speed, movement speed, crit chance, more. Runin's Hurricane, refurbished, on-hit magic damage, gone, Bolt AD scaling and crit chance, more. Terminus, nerfed.
Okay, we'll slow it back down for Static Shiv because the changes could be electrifying. Critical strike chance removed, but attack speed up 10% to 40. Electrospark passive fires chain lightning on minions, dealing 90 magic damage and hitting 6 additional targets on a 3-second cooldown. Takedowns on champions deal 3 times damage with no bounce cap.
Shocking.
Yuntail Wild Arrows is a new item aimed at AD crit users to keep them building offensively. According to Riot, whatever that means, 25% crit chance, 65 AD on this baby, and don't forget the passive, Serrated Edge that ensures critical strikes deal 35% additional AD damage over 2 seconds. Sweet. Don't call it a comeback. Zephyr has returned. For a 2,000 gold donation, this item transforms from Berserker Greaves at level 15 and gives 45 attack speed, 45 movement speed, and a passive that gains 5% move speed for 6 seconds, stacking up to 15%. Finally, Teemo must be tweaking again because he sold his slingshot for a quick fix, and it's available for purchase for a mere 600 gold. This cute recipe component gives 20% attack speed and a passive that deals 40 magic damage to champions. It's been a hell of a patch note so far, but we're in the home stretch. Let's talk summoner spells. Ghost is getting the well-deserved nerf we've all been waiting for with a reduced duration to 10 seconds from 15, and a cooldown increase to 240 seconds from 210. Cleanse is also having its cooldown increased to 240, but the Tenacity is getting a 10% buff going from 65 to 75%. Exhaust is still exhausting and wants to be like all the other cool kids with its cooldown increased to 240, but it's hitting harder when used as the slow now slaps for 40% instead of 30. Barrier is feeling stout with a 2.5 second duration up from 2 seconds, and now shielding for 120 to 480. Nice. Heal is getting a slight range increase to help save your dumbass teammates who overextend and now need saving from their overwhelming incompetence and inability to listen to pings. You're welcome. Remember before when I said we were in the home stretch? Well, I lied to keep you on the hook, but now we're in the actual home stretch. Rounding out this patch are some fairly substantial changes to the rune trees. So before we get into that, let's have another depressing montage of our fallen comrades in arms. First up, the Domination Tree, and ranged Hail of Blades users better slow their roll. Attack speed for them just went down to 80% from 110. Sudden Impact users say goodbye to lethality and magic pen and say hello to 20 to 80 true damage for 4 seconds after a dash, blink, or leaving stealth. 10-second cooldown on this one. Let's move on to the Precision Tree. Press the attack is feeling itself and becoming more of a selfish rune, losing the exposed target mechanic but dealing 4 to 180 adaptive damage per attack and increasing damage dealt by 8% only for the user. New Precision Rune Absorb Life is on the scene, giving 2 to 17 health per target killed. I'm sorry, little ones. Hey, here's a new rune. Legend Haste gives 1.5 ability haste per stack with a max of 15. Cut down is gonna be roasting even more champs potentially. 8% increased damage to champions above 60% max health, excluding true damage of course. Fleet footwork is a bit more fleet. Movement speed duration up to 1.25 seconds from 1, but the heal is down 8 to 110 based on level. Only one change to the Resolve rune tree. Font of Life now only heals 10 to 50 health for you and the nearest mouth breather next to you, and less for ranged champs. Oh, and the cooldown is 20 seconds. Ouch. Finally, we have a fair amount of change to the Inspiration tree. American Express users rejoice. New rune Cashback gives 6% gold back on the purchase of a legendary item. New rune Jack of all trades allows you to do some powerful things, or so says Riot, and they never lie. Let your freak flag fly with your crazy builds, because for each unique stat on the items you get 1 ability haste per stack. At 5 stacks, get 10 adaptive force, and at 10 stacks, get 25 adaptive force. Huge buffs to Time Warp Tonic. Consuming potions now gives 40% of the healing up front, and the healing reduction debuff is gone. Get them out of here. First Strike is getting an adjustment. Gold Gain is going from 5 plus 8% damage dealt to 15 plus 4% damage dealt. And oh my god, I hate math. But the damage amp is up from 7 to 8%. Now that I can understand. So there you have it, summoners. The patch has been out for a few days as of posting this video, and we're interested to know, with all these changes, how does the game feel? Even though this content is sure to get demonetized, we hope you'll like, comment, and share this video with at least one person. Or you can support us on our Patreon where you'll get exclusive content. And be sure to come and visit us at twitch.tv. Those links will be provided in the comments section. Never forget, you are important. And as always, rub your happiness.